What's going on, guys? Welcome to the last episode of Season 2 for I'm Trying Dude, the podcast where we like to go deep but keep it light. Today I'm going to tell you what I did in the Bahamas and why the heck I worked out there so much. We're talking a little bit about some of our favorite TV shows. We're putting a cap on goal setting and how to truly follow your goals with a level of consistency that's actually going to get you there in a healthy manner. And then we get a little bit of a preview of Season 3, how long a break we're taking, and what we think we can do even better for you guys. So let's get it started. We hope you enjoy the episode. I want to prop me up so I can see you a little bit better than that.
No.
Sick.
There we go. How's that?
Fantastic.
How's that? Better?
Yeah, awesome. We can have a conversation now.
What's up, baby?
What's going on, brother? Nice to see you.
Dude, welcome back.
Hey, welcome back to you.
Thanks.
No, you've been here. Never fucking mind.
I didn't go anywhere, but
see, this is how little we hang out now. I don't even know anymore. God damn, you're going again soon, though. That's probably what I'm thinking.
I know. Yeah, I'm getting ready to head out to Thailand. But before we hop in all that, dude, you were gone for a weekend of what looked like some grade A fun times. Dude, a lot of athletic.
Yeah, I love when it's just a trip and you're like the weekend. It was 4 days, but it was entirely during the week. It wasn't a weekend at all. And
I thought it was a weekend.
I love that about our job, where you're like, I don't know, if it's a trip, it's probably the weekend. It feels like it anyway. No, it was Tuesday through Friday, and holy shit, man! Champion Spirit Country Club in the Bahamas. Like, you and I had talked about this before I even went there, right? Like, this is for everybody that didn't see it on the stories, and if you didn't, what the fuck aren't you following me properly? Just kidding, I love you. No, I have
he's secretly super mad about it.
He's toy.
I'm
gonna quick spend pop because I'm thirsty.
I'll do one with you in spirit.
Oh, yeah. It's one of the most insane things in the world. So we asked, obviously, what is the point of this? Essentially, it's this insane training facility. No matter what you want to do, it's still in the process of being built. So right now they have 4 paddle courts, they have a boxing ring, they have a climbing wall, they have obviously working out gear, like a proper gym. Mainly from Kaiser Fitness, who does air pressure resistance that you can adjust as you lift. So you can do on the a lighter pressure on the eccentric movement, and then increase the pressure as you go decentric. So you can fuck with the load as you're doing reps with buttons on your thumbs. Mind blowing. So fucking cool. Imagine any machine that you sit on, you can now drop set without having to get up.
Wow.
You can start at max. Once you can't hit it anymore, lower it. Hit it till you can't, lower it. Hit it all the way down. It's insane. So dope. And then the other company that's big, yeah, I know, it's wild. The other one is called Reax, REAX, and that's all about the neurological part of working out. So you thinking and the nerve switching. So they have a treadmill that moves as if you're walking on a boat. You don't know if it's going, it shifts, it tilts constantly. So you have to you can't anticipate movement. So it's working on ankle stability. It's working on mentally it's insane. The fun, super fun, which I've always wanted to do, reaction testing almost. A light lights up and you have to touch it. Different lights. We did. Right hand is green and you had to say cat, and left hand was red. You had to say dog. It's this mental training, a mental workout. Amazing. But this is only the beginning. They're gonna have a full track to run. They're going to have a lap pool, and essentially what they want to turn it into is this prime elite training hub, especially leading into the Olympics in LA in 2028, so that essentially any athlete, no matter what their sport is, could stop by the Bahamas, train there for 2 weeks, and then head over to LA to kill it in the Olympics. So it's training on a different level. With the founder himself is a 9-time French Muay Thai champion, 3-time world champion, who we trained with, was a silver medalist in 4x4. So one of the fastest people on the planet, period. It's the paddle coach is the brother of the world #1 paddle player, who also happens to be his coach. So essentially the coach of the #1 player in the world. It is mind blowing. It is in a beautiful setting, and it is only the beginnings. I had the absolute best time. Got to be out there with the homie Alex, and like we woke up, worked out for an hour, 2 hours of paddle, then 2 hours of different types of workout. It was the dream. They had phenomenal food. I don't know, but I would assume like star level chefs that are whipping up like the perfect combination of healthy and delicious, like a salmon potato salad or like a shrimp what was the other one? Shrimp quinoa salad. Oh, bro, like we have to go there. Once it's built out, we have to go back. Anybody who's like really into fitness and like and into the combination of luxury and fitness and wellness, mind-blowing, like absolutely mind-blowing. I'm so glad that like I could pull through with my knee. It was a big moment of or like period of stress leading into it, like of trying to like, hey, thumbs up. It's you holding your mic that thumbs it up. Is this big stress period of like, fuck, I have this amazing opportunity to go train here, but my knee is messed up. So am I going to be able to do it? Am I going to, by overdoing it, fuck myself up for the marathon? So it was a really, really good lesson leading up to the trip to just kind of let go and trust the process. And overall, I have this incessant, is that a word? Or cessant? Incessant need to always do my best and be very like push through and get the most out of anything. So it was a really nice lesson if we're taking it a bit like a step back, bigger picture of like take it easy, go with the flow, listen to your body, and like I was able to push as much as I enjoyed it so much, but I didn't go overboard. And I think it was really, I'm glad that I came out a lot stronger and not weakened, which was like the big fear. I had fun and I worked out and dude.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was an absolute, the people were so nice. It was just so nice to get a preview of the summer, like we were out by the beach, hopping into the ocean, playing around like a couple 10-year-olds, diving into the waves. It was great.
That's so great, dude. I was going to ask you about how the knee was. I'm not sure if it was last episode or the episode before, you were talking about how excited you were for this trip, but then also the duality of being a little nervous with your knee and like, okay, am I going to have to nurse it? Am I going to have to, take a step back or whatever? So I'm happy that you were able to find that balance and not overdo it, but also be like, okay, I'm still in it enough to not compete, but like have a good time and enjoy yourself.
I mean, this is also like the benefit of working with people who not only train top athletes, but also are well aware that you need to continue training even with injury. They have experience with that. So like, we were on the treadmill, but we weren't running full out sprinting because they know Alex has a bad knee as well. So, we were doing adjusted workouts. That made it so much easier to continue moving and continue stabilizing and building without straining yourself too much. So it was fucking wonderful. And ironically, like Clara was back home, like in bed, sick with COVID. The stark contrast of like, fuck, like she got the worst of it.
You're out there living your best life, like, yes, oh my god, and smash cut to her like dying in bed, just like,
and look, call back to last episode. I'm pretty sure it all started with the night that we were up to like 5 a.m. but like I wasn't drinking, which hopefully was the reason that like my immune system wasn't super stressed and I just didn't get sick. And this is crazy to me. I used to be the guy that was sick like 4 or 5 times every fall winter season. Like I was sick constantly, and it's to be able to withstand it. I feel so fucking. It feels awesome. You know?
Oh, I bet, dude. I'm currently struggling with like a head cold right now that Emiliana gave me. She's like, funny enough, it actually she's like, here, you can. I love you so much. You can just have it. And I was like, this is the worst. No, dude, which funny enough, I think we had like a similar situation where one of her friends was having a birthday party. We didn't stay out till 5, but we stayed out till I want to say like 11:30-ish. But I did do some drinking, and it's like a very quick reminder of why I do not do it as frequently, because I woke up the next day and was like, oh, this is awful. Good news is like it's just like in my head. It's not like permeated through my body. There's no like chills or anything. But I definitely have like if my voice sounds weird, it's because I'm battling this like sinusy congestion.
Dude, so we had this conversation. I don't know if it was last week or the week before about like working out when you're feeling a little sick. Like you're still hitting a gym right now, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I worked out yesterday. Definitely felt better, and then I'm gonna go after this as well. I slept in this morning just to get some extra sleep because I figured like rest would help. But then tonight, definitely hitting a hard session. Get some legs in before our big shoot on Wednesday, and then probably gonna sit in the sauna for a little bit. I feel like that heat really helps me
for sure.
Sweat it out.
Hell yeah! But we're gonna get into the shoot in just a second. But like, I actually did a little bit of research. Because I do want to be, the type of podcast that at least follows up on the bullshit they talk. Okay. Apparently, if your symptoms are above the neck, then working out lightly can be a good idea. But if it's a fever, if it's body aches or something like that, then you should rest up. But if it's like stuffy nose and stuff, and it can actually help. So that is where the differentiating factor is. And I was like, I can live with that.
Interesting.
But I'm with you. Like I slept in this morning. Now coming back from the trip. Not from Clara at all. It was just coming back from the trip. I think also just like, dude, it was so fucking go. Like, I don't think I've been this active. Like I had on Whoop, a 15 plus day strain every day, like at least. Right? It was going up to. Definitely had a little something, but same thing yesterday. Where I was like, okay, I'm feeling it. Give yourself a little bit more rest, but still pushing. And I think that's like a beautiful balance. Like even now. And, this is our last episode before we take a little break and figure out what we want to do for season 3. Also probably get some guests on here and, really see how and if we can make this thing grow and continue to be fun for both of us and everybody watching. But on Sunday, I'm running the marathon finally, which we've been talking about for a while.
Let's go, dude.
Which will be the second
You excited?
The second marathon ran by the podcast host of this podcast since its inception.
Oh wow. Yeah.
We did like you'll have done yours in season 1, I'll have done mine in season 2. You'll do High Rocks in season 3. I don't know. And it's the same thing, and I think that's for me, I don't want to go super deep today, but neither of us are feeling super on top of the world. A little bit of a chat, a little bit of a wrap up for season 2, and but I think Marcel's takeaway for this. I'm jumping on your train, bitch. Watch out.
Okay.
I'm stealing your thunder.
Hey.
You got too much of it anyway. Is learning how to balance goal setting and following that goal fairly ferociously. Like, as in, like, I'm setting it, I'm going to fucking do it. But respecting your limitations. Because I think that is an incredibly hard line to walk in general. And we've talked about it here and there. And I think a lot of guys struggle with that because there's the type of guy who will like just push through no matter what. And then oftentimes end up with an injury, oftentimes end up miserable because they, like even just psychologically, because it's all about that. And then either it happens or it doesn't happen, but it's done and like it becomes part of the identity versus who I was over the last few years. I'd say it was like, oh no, I'll chill. No, that's too much. I'm like, oh no, like a little bit too wimpy, and I'm using that word deliberately. Like, and it's not one I use often, but that is the other extreme for me. And now to find that balance of like, okay, good, like my knee's hurting, I'm feeling a little sick. That means take some rest, take some time, treat your body right, hot, cold therapy, like contrast therapy, sleep more, hydrate well. But it doesn't mean stop doing everything. It doesn't mean don't continue to push on the big projects. We're still sitting here shooting the episode. I'm still, I still went to the gym every day. I just didn't go as hard. And it's, I think it's a lesson that like the sooner you learn how to tame yourself while still going for, like to keep moving in that direction, but pace yourself is I think really, really important overall.
I agree with you. No, I definitely agree with you. I think that's something I struggle with as well. And I'm imagining, like you said, people who listen to the podcast or anyone in general who is just like who's wired with like that high achieving mentality. Like I want something, I want to go get it. I have to ferociously attack it no matter what, or else I may lose the opportunity to. That is a tough thing to balance. But I agree with you where I think, and I don't know if I might have been Jocko Willink. I'm not sure if you've read any of his books or listened to like his podcast or anything, but he had one phrase. I think it was him, and then I could butcher this, but he's basically saying that day in and day out, there's stuff that you want to achieve and want to do, and obviously there's some days when you're feeling a little run down, you're feeling tired, you got an injury or whatever. just going through and getting the reps in, even if they're not to the same intensity that you're used to, is still a step in the right direction. So even, let's say every morning you wake up, you go to the gym, and today for whatever reason you're exhausted and your head hurts or your body hurts or whatever. Even just getting like some push-ups in, or like, some yoga, stretching, like some form of movement in that realm is still progress.
Consistency.
Because I think like something that I've always struggled with is like, okay, if I'm not crushing every single workout, and we've talked about this before, like where if I don't wake up at 5 a.m., bam, it's a loss. When in actuality that's not the case. So I think like, I don't know, that's a great takeaway. I just think it's something that we've definitely talked about, but I think especially with this past weekend you had.
I think also for season 2 overall, because I feel like we did dip into this again and again. So I think it's a good one, because season 2 was supposed to be about, how we enter into this new year, how we set our goals for the year. And I think this is a huge part of that, right? Like to stick with the consistency in a healthy way that still honors your goal setting and honors at the same time your limitations, right? Cool. So that's what I wanted to get in. I've done my part, bitch. But actually, on the spiritual level, we chase, we don't attract. The other way, we don't chase, we attract. There we go. Like, whoa.
Yeah, I was like, that's definitely not it.
Definitely just completely fucked that up. It's okay. We don't chase, we attract. I think, last episode I told you I hadn't booked a job in months, which I had to not let it get to me to continue focusing on what I want to share, continue finding new ways to do it. And I'm about as motivated as I've ever been to, again, shoot fashion content, but also start integrating new content and now work on, like, now I know what I want to talk about again. Now it's time to like up the quality again of what I want to do. And
right.
When I was in the Bahamas, I booked 2 jobs in one day, and I was very close after fucking fantastic. And it'll keep me above water for at least 3-4 months, which is like fantastic.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And I think that was a beautiful reminder of like, I held out a long time. I was patient. I was keeping my head down, continuing to work, continue to focus on growing and what I want to do, regardless of the fact that like no money was coming in. It felt like I was doing, like at times felt like I was doing it for nothing. Like nobody saw the value in what I'm doing anymore. A beautiful reminder that if you continue to just keep pushing with that consistency that we're talking about, I truly, truly believe that you'll attract what you need to at least keep you going. Right.
Absolutely.
And oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I feel like a lot of like successful people's stories, and if you like, I don't know, I love listening to like the self-help podcasts and stuff, but a lot of the really successful or wealthy like businessmen or entrepreneurs or whatever, I feel like have said that the common denominator with them and their success and others is the fact that they just kept going. Like they haven't given up. So I think regardless of what field you're in, like if you just keep, like you said, keep pushing, keep going through the motions and putting the paces in, like obviously you will eventually come out the other end victorious.
Like we will with this fucking podcast, man. Like it's awesome being able to connect with some of you now. Like I've been diving into my DMs more and had a couple of chats about people who are like really enjoying what we're putting out there and giving us that positive feedback. So shout out to all of you who are here with us early as we continue to say like we're figuring this out with you, but we know that we've got energy to give out that I think is gonna hit the right people the right way. But even more so, you and I attracted our first. Is it our first job together? We have our first job together in 2 days, man.
Which is wild. I can't believe like saying that out loud also feels crazy because I feel like we've been working together for such a long time. But the fact that we truly have not had a joint project that we've done at the same time together, both gotten hired in the same capacity. Yeah. That's wild. So the fact that that's even happening, I'm like, oh, sick. Okay, let's go. Like this is awesome.
And of course, it'll be pantsless.
Yeah, naturally.
I'm not even fucking joking. Like it sounds like, knowing you and I, it sounds like I would be. It's how on the fucking.
Oh yeah, it's a joke.
It is not a joke. We literally booked a campaign for. So I didn't even. Did you know that existed in New York? There was a pantsless subway ride, and that was a thing every year. I believe it was charitable. That dissipated, with COVID or shortly after, and it was a tradition where people would just not wear pants and they'd ride the subway in underpants.
Which sounds like a nightmare.
It sounds like it's on the L train, you know, like packed at like at 6 p.m.
Sounds like the wrong
Wednesday.
kinds of people. Yeah.
Horrifying. But Dan and I get to model some All Saints underwear on the subway, reviving said campaign overall. So we'll be pantsless.
Hell yeah.
In Manhattan. So you can try and find us. Just kidding. When this episode drops, it'll already have happened 2 days ago. So no peeping for you guys. As if we're not.
I'm excited.
As if we're not going to throw that shit all over social media.
Absolutely.
All over. I'm so excited, man. I'm excited to do something that's going to push my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Like being pants.
Do you think that pushes your comfort zone?
I think so. That's an extra level of like attention from strangers on a New York subway that I'm not used to getting, I think.
I guess you're right. Yeah. I didn't really think about it. I feel like I've done a lot of modeling jobs, not necessarily underwear in public, but I've had to like change and stuff, you know, in the street or like outside, and it never really bothered me. So I don't know. Like for me, it felt like I was like, okay, like I'll be in my underwear and doing this. But I mean, I don't know. Like the subway is like an entirely different place than like the streets of New York.
Plus,
you know?
it's not
so
like I'm
not
with
sure
you.
how
I
it's gonna
never
go.
was bothered like changing, but then again, it's like it's not like you change it. You're sticking in that shit. Like you're just pantsless and then you're posing.
Yeah. But I'm gonna have to do a little fluffing beforehand.
Just a bit. I'll fluff you. You fluff me. That'll be good.
Just a little bit. Yeah. Just.
No, they did give us cups, and we talked about this. Like, do we show off our huge schlongs, or
I don't know.
or do
we want to break the internet,
or do we hide our tiny peepees behind a little cup? Now you can figure out which one was real or which one was not, and the fact is probably neither. But still, I do think that a cup in a situation like that is something that's going to be a little bit more comfortable in a real life scenario.
Oh, for sure.
Like I've shot underwear reviews on YouTube where I was not using a cup, but that felt less weird to me because I was in the comfort of my own home, and like I had a disclaimer in the top of the video where it's like, yo, like if you're not comfortable with seeing this, fucking turn this video off right now. Because if you're doing a review, like I think it's actually a little bit important to like see, like not literally see the outline, right? But like to see the level of support and like what it's going to look like. That's something that I actually care about when I choose my underwear, right?
Do you have a favorite pair, or like a favorite brand of underwear that you buy?
I do gotta say, strictly for like the comfort, Step One. Like it's the one that you'll see me mostly. It's an underwear only company out of Australia. Step One. The one thing I dislike about them is that they have a massive Step One logo like across the band. But they only, like I said, they only do underwear, and they were the winner of my video. Essentially, they're comfortable. They're supportive. They're breathable. They fit right. Like they're it, man. Yeah. You?
All right. Good to know. I mean, I love Sax. You ever tried Sax?
Oh, they're SAXX. Yeah.
Yes.
But they're also an underwear company.
Dude, those things are
like
awesome.
loungewear.
Yeah. I think they're underwear only. I'm not entirely sure, but they have like this little. It's like I don't even know what the technical term for it is. It's like a pouch to keep your twig and berries all comfortable.
No, like it's something to separate the schlong from the bongs. No, like.
yeah. You like keeps it in in its own little.
Which is great.
realm.
I've never actually worn one of those. Do you enjoy that?
Dude, it's so dope. It's something that I never thought would be like anything I would think about, and then I put it on. I was like, oh, this is actually so dope. Like very supportive, very comfortable.
I could imagine getting less clammy.
Yeah, it's just nice. It has like its own little housing.
But for the cucumber or the tomatoes?
For the cucumber.
Oh shit. So that like
Sits, I mean, there's
tomatoes fabric between the cucumber and the tomatoes. The separation.
Yeah, there's like sort of like a little pouch.
All right.
For it. Yeah.
Well,
I don't think I'll have to tell you next time. I don't think the tomatoes go in there.
That would feel like
I don't think
so. That would
so.
feel like a packed ass grocery bag. Got it.
Yeah, that'd be kind of weird. I think it's just the cucumber.
So that's where That's where today's episode
Great
is
combo.
going.
Yeah, I just had to know because I feel like I don't know if you were like if you had an underwear brand off the top of your head that you were like, yeah.
No, but I mean, dude, I think I'm gonna shoot another underwear review video anyway. I think it's something that's not talked about enough in the men's fashion or style space. Like, where I'm like,
oh, absolutely.
We've never even had this conversation up until now. I'm like, now I kind of want to try out Saks, but because and also it's like it was my most successful YouTube video, and I don't know how long, and I don't think it's because everybody just wanted to know about the underwear. I will say, like, I do know just based off the comments it attracts a differently motivated viewer, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I think people actually took some value away from it, even if they may have came in for another reason. I
know the minute I get off this call, I'm gonna have to look up step one.
You should watch it sometime. You should let me watch you watch it.
I'm gonna dim all the lights, light some candles, put some sensual music on, and watch Marcel's underwear review.
Yeah. Dude, do you want to tell the people where you're headed? I'm jealous. Where you're headed?
Dude, yeah, I'm going to Thailand for the first time, which is like funny because I know we talked about like, me being in Malaysia, which is like I had to pass Thailand to get to Malaysia, so it was like so much travel. I'm so grateful. But yeah, one of my best friends is getting married in Thailand. I'm actually officiating the wedding.
Is this the Ireland bachelor party? No,
that was different guy.
My God, your friends that I've never met are crazy, crazy international with their weddings.
Yeah. They everyone wants to be
special,
cool, and special. Yeah, I mean it's fine, dude. I'm looking forward to it because like not only do I get to see him and his lovely bride and his family, who I haven't seen his family, I think, since early high school. He moved away from like our hometown, and then we stayed in touch, but I have not seen his family since then. So it'll be crazy to see like his little sister and his mom and all those people I haven't seen since I was like literally 17, maybe, or like 16. Crazy. But going to be in Thailand. We're doing a couple days in Bangkok, and then the wedding is in Koh Samui, and then after that, we're doing Krabi. So I don't know if any of that means anything to you.
I've been to Bangkok and Koh Samui, but then we went to Chiang Mai in the north.
Yeah, it was between Chiang Mai and Krabi, and we decided on Krabi. But dude, I'm so excited.
You realize Koh Samui is where the White Lotus is set, the new season.
Yeah.
Like that island specifically, not just anywhere in Thailand. Like it's Koh Samui.
Oh, sick! I didn't know that. So I actually have not seen a single episode of White Lotus.
Oh
but
shit!
Everyone keeps saying
none of it
at all. Not even the pilot.
Whoa,
like,
that's crazy,
dude. I'm so behind on TV.
Which honestly, part of it, a wonderful thing. Fuck off. Like that's great. Like,
is it though, dude? Here's the thing, because as an actor, and I'm like teeter-tottering on this thing. My sister Victoria is always like, look, as an actor, you need to be ingesting the content that you want to be a part of. You want to see the acting style. You want to see what they're shooting.
What directors are looking for, like who they're casting for what. You just want to be in the know. You want to have your finger on the pulse.
Absolutely. Yeah. At the same time, though, it's been so hard for me to sit down and commit to like a full hour of television every time I want to watch a show. Like I am all for really well-made television. I know, Game of Thrones is the one that I'm still working through right now, and that's like an hour an episode. But like it's
timely
incredible.
of you.
Dude, right? I'm like 10 years too late. But the fact that it's like it's so long it's like, okay, if it's 8:00 or 9 or whatever, I'm not gonna throw on an hour of television.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, there's other things I could do. The other thing is that I watch a lot of like anime. I love anime. Like that is where, like, instead of sitting down and watching one episode of like White Lotus
watch
or one
three
of
that and then call it a day. Yeah.
Exactly. I can get through 1 or 2 or 3 episodes of like an anime show, and that will still kind of scratch my itch for like something on television that I like to watch.
Dude, I'm the same with sitcoms. Like I'll throw on Schitt's Creek, Modern Family, The Office, like
love it.
Parks and Rec, anything of that where I'm like 3 20-minuters gives me, it feels like I watched more and a bigger feeling of like fulfillment of that like itch, right? Than one episode of that. But I do gotta say, like I enjoy being part of the conversation. So I watch things when they're a thing. Like even Squid Games, the second one I didn't really love all that much, but then again, turns out nobody really talked about it because Squid Games 2 was just not nearly as great as like the shock value of Squid Games 1, right? Like it just wasn't. I also think it's sad that we don't get to talk about it much, but like I don't think season 3 is nearly as strong for White Lotus, at least not yet. Like I don't know if they're just abusing the fact, like season 1 and 2, everybody was talking about it. Season 3, people are talking about it, but like it feels like 3 episodes nothing has happened yet, and I wonder if, and this is,
Really?
we can actually talk about without you having seen it. I wonder if they're just abusing the fact that like everybody's gonna watch it because they're gonna want to see it, and maybe they're just milking a really slow buildup for like the craziest fucking twist, like you know what I mean? Because they know they've got everybody's attention.
Does it feel a lot of like exposition? Like, do you feel like they're building to a plot point?
I mean, yeah, there's
like,
a bunch of story, but like I feel like it's the same. There's like 10 you have these different hotel guests, and they all essentially have different storylines that are becoming intertwined. But so far, it's just really slow. Like for there to be conflict that actually turns into like, oh my god! Even the preview for the next episode, like if you watch a show like that and the preview doesn't make you want to like, I want to watch this shit right now. It's like, bro, remember growing up and watching your favorite show on TV and it was on like on a Wednesday at 9 p.m. and you had to like, you and all your friends linked up like, tonight we're watching this because some soft peen rubbing. No, actually, I watched a lot of shows with my female best friends, so different story. But the next day, no, it was chill. I was one of the girls. It was cute.
Okay.
The next day, all everybody talked about at school was that show because it was on that night, and you had to watch it.
Yep.
And I miss that so much. I feel like it was such a large part of like culture.
Yeah. I feel like streaming services have kind of taken that out. Unless you know what? There's one show that I do watch when it's on, and I make a point to watch every week when it's out. Is The Last of Us.
Oh yeah.
That when that show came out, I was like every Sunday or whatever religiously sitting. I was like,
did you play the video game?
Okay. No.
Tight.
Never did.
I can't do the worms, bro.
The worms?
The fungus. Like,
it
looks like worms.
Yeah, it's. Well, dude, the thing is, like, I feel like that for me. I think it was also during. I mean, I don't know if even COVID was that prevalent. It was, right? But like, it was so close to home, sort of like this. It was so like this could potentially happen, even though it's like a sci-fi kind of realm. That I was like, all right, I'll tune in. And I just love, I mean, I thought the acting was great. I was like sold episode 1. I was like, holy shit, this is fucking crazy. But then even like you said, the lead-ins to that, like, stay tuned for next week. And then you watch the little trailer and you're like, holy crap. Like, yeah, I got to tune into this. Like, this is wild. Yeah. But I agree with you where I feel like that kind of magical, like, did you watch last night? Did you see who was like, there's no more of that, like it's, because it used to just like, I don't know, I feel like an old person talking about it, but you used to like have to catch it on TV. Or know somebody who had like DVR to record it.
Dude, we are getting older. Bro, we're fucking in our 30s. That's crazy. Shit has been shifting, has been changing. Fuck. Well, now like some people are throwing out amazing podcasts that people are looking forward to on a weekly basis. Unfortunately, one of your favorites is going on a quick little break.
Yeah.
I'm trying, dude.
No, I do. I actually wanted to ask you. So, like, before we like get into wrapping up, and like, so this is like the last episode of season 2. We're 2 seasons in. I want to know off the top of your head, what's something that you think we do really well, and what's something that you think we could improve on, or something that we struggle with.
Dude, I think you and I talk really well openly. Like, I think neither of us is afraid to share. What others might consider an embarrassing or shameful or just, a story. Both of us are like open books, and I think there's a lot of value in that, especially when, I believe that you and I are very self-reflected and we've done a lot of therapy. So I think the combination of being able to share openly and the knowledge that we've gained through introspection and through the work, I think is a great setup. I do think that you and I are still sometimes like, we're also just a couple of shitheads, right? And I feel like sometimes there's this odd in between, like when we're just fucking around, there's that, and that can be fun in its own right, I think. And then there's like the actual meat of it all. I think sometimes we get lost in the middle where it's not really funny and it's not really educative. And I have a hard time, like today, I think that's a little bit about how I feel today. But I think to now, this is my answer, and then to already try and pull something out of it. I think maybe it's part of a growing process of learning, for one, that sometimes you have to, it feels like small talk, like empty small talk, but like sometimes you have to do the small talk to get to the big talk, especially if you're just letting it flow and you're not pushing for it. We've tried the active approach of like, we're going to go towards this versus let's just see what happens. But yeah, I think that's where I see us and where I see us continuing to grow. And that's why I'm also like, we've had great moments on the show. I don't feel like it's like something that if I was listening that would super grab me. And I'm excited to continue in season 3, learning how to turn it into something that is every time, like not with the odd episode here and there every time, like intoxicating to listen to in a positive self-awareness raising, happy, funny vibe.
Yeah. Nice.
You?
Cool. I don't know. No, I think no. I mean, I agree with a lot of what you said. I think we do have good banter. I know. Man, I'm like trying to think of different stuff, so I don't just sound like I'm like ripping off of your entire.
I mean, it's
answer.
not necessarily ripping off. Like I think that's a lot. We oftentimes have the same takeaway for things, and maybe that's something that makes it at times a little bit more stale. Like I think if we were different, more different, I think sometimes there would be maybe a bit more of a heated debate over something versus. Oh yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah. No, dude, I think one thing that I think we can improve on, I would love to hear more and tell more personal anecdotes and stories. Yeah. Like I told you that one over dinner, which kind of blew your mind. And I feel like I've got a bunch of those. I've got a bunch of little stories. I think if I could tell people, hey, like, thank you for tuning into season 2. Definitely stay tuned for season 3 because, like, I think all right, here on next episode of whatever. I think season 3, I am really going to try to bring a lot of my, not trauma per se, but I think I am the way that I am because of a lot of things that happened to me and that I did when I was a kid.
Okay.
And growing up, in middle school, high school, college, those were very formative years where I was an entirely different person. I made a lot of different choices. Some were smart, some were very, very dumb. And I think those stories now, I really don't tell anybody. And I feel like this is a great platform for me to kind of just get that out and be like, hey guys, just so you know, this is some of the stuff that I used to do and get into. I think that is what I'm excited for season 3 and what I think we could do a little bit better because there's plenty of stuff I don't know about you still. Like I feel like even in the preliminary episodes of episode 1 or season 1 and even some of the stuff this past season, I'm like, dude, there's still stuff that I don't know about you. Like, like your story, like growing up and like stuff that you got into and like it's cool hearing about that,
For sure. Let's do it. I mean, I think if both of us set out for like season 3 to show even more of ourselves, I think for you it's going to go a whole lot more crazy, and I think for me it's going to become a whole lot more spiritual. So like crazy in another way. So I think more
sick,
worldly
dude.
in the one and more spiritual in the other. I mean, that could create maybe a little bit more conflict, if we want to call it that. Like at least a little bit more of a dynamic.
Yeah, because we talked about it. I think it might have been last episode or 2 episodes ago where we were like, our growing up was very different. Where you were like rule follower, I was rule breaker. So I think like we're very similar, but I think we're different in some ways that we kind of overlook. That may be the key to what we got to tap into to make this like a little more interesting.
Season 3, Daniel versus Marcel. I like it. I like it, dude. Okay, man.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited. We're gonna finally do the fucking jingle in the break that we're taking. I think I want to give us 3, maybe even 4 weeks to like regroup. We need to figure out a new shooting situation, especially if we're gonna start having guests. There's a few things that I think need looking after. So the time we'd normally use to shoot an episode, we'll use to work on some of this stuff. I'm gonna run a marathon. You're gonna go check out Thailand, and then we can come back together, and then we can. Come together.
We'll come together stronger, more tan, hopefully.
More tan and hopefully less sick. Today was definitely a little bit one of those like, you know?
Yeah, clear minds, clear sinuses, and some harsh tan lines. That will be great.
But definitely no clean slates, especially if we're looking back at Dan's illegal past. It's going to be wonderful.
Yes, please. Everything from here on out is a joke. It's all hypothetical and not legal advice at all.
Joke. Nice. All right, my brother. I love you. I am looking forward to seeing you before you dip. And thank you all for tuning into season 2. You've been a blast. We'll
hell yeah.
Promise to dedicate even more effort and time to this. And by this, that means you guys.
Hell yeah. If you liked it this far, you're going to like it even more, and we could not be more excited to bring you more fun stuff and grow with you guys. Because like you said, it is, we're all growing together.
Yes, sir. All right. Love you guys. See you in a little bit. Love you, broski. Bye.
Much love, guys. Later.